Hello, platforms of the world. Company I work for is going through some disputes right now, and I hear that the the rail service is having the same sort of issues. Unions are out on strike for loads of different reasons, but the company I work for has made a shit ton of profit. To be precise, £528 million worth of it. But they want to give me a 2% pay rise with no conditions. They then want to give me a further 3.5% pay rise with the conditions of 1. A flexible 52 working hour week, i.e. this week we're not busy, so I could work 20 hours, but next week we could be really busy and I have to work 60 hours. I'd get a basic wage across the board for the average hours I work weekly, and then the difference would be made up by bonuses from people licking their manager's arse in order for the unit to do well. They're also going to take £80 a week of my allowances away, make Sunday an actual working day and not pay the higher rate, and force everyone to have to work Sundays. What else was there? There's more, right? No, right? No, that's really it. Because I'm not being funny. I'm a qualified IT technician. I also do accounts and I have a forklift licence. And funny enough, the last time I fucking looked, right? I've worked for this company for nearly 20 years, right? The last time I looked, they're crying for people in other industry, right? I am not going to be short of getting work doing anything, right? But I'm not going to be shafted by this firm. When someone can, and this company I'm not going to go and work for, but there's someone we know who works at Amazon and sits like that next to a conveyor belt watching parcels go past for £10.50 an hour. Now I'll go and do that for less stress than what I'm having to put up with now. But it's okay for the boss to get £192,000 bonus on top of his £528,000 a year salary. You know, the company I've worked for has gone from getting rid of push bikes and replacing them with vans because of the way the business is changing, which I get, right? But obviously they never really thought about that, because there's always going to be small items posted. Okay, so whoever thought about the new way of working about 8 years ago has clearly never, ever done a day's manual work in their life. Now, we all know how the hierarchy of management structure works: the pyramid, strategic management, tactical management, operational management. The top management go, oh, we want you to wear yellow, make it happen. Bottom management go, that's impossible because of da 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 da. Middle management make bottom management do as they're told. And that's basically it. That's how a corporation works, right? But these people at the top get paid a shit ton of money for sitting in an office making decisions that are just nonsensical. And they have an effect on the working class. So, like, the people who actually do the work, right, get affected. Now, when I first started working for the company I work for, I didn't walk more than 5 miles a day. The average delivery person walks 9 miles a day, right? That's nearly two marathons a week. And the company I work for gives me a pair of shoes every 6 months that are good enough for someone to walk for a week because they're fucking awful, right? That's it. That's going to change our sickness policy. We get paid for sick now, right? Because there's lots of injury when you're out. I work indoors. I've had 2 sicknesses in 3 years. When I was out on the road, I'd have 2 sicknesses every year. It would either be your back, your knee would go, your feet would go, right? You get a cold. You can't go and do physical labour in the rain and the wind in a winter months, carrying 25 kilograms of weight for 4 hours and be okay. You can't go to work with the flu or with a cold or with a slight, congestion. You can where I work. I'm in an office. I'm indoors now. But you can't when you're... But they want to penalise these people and not pay them for the first 3 weeks of their sickness. It's a disgrace. What? So you ruin people's knees, their feet and their back, but you don't want to pay the consequences for that. More fucking money. It's all right. We're just cannon fodder that deliver your shit. And I'm sick and tired of people who sit in hierarchy, sit in ivory towers telling other people that they're better than you, or I'm better than you. Because that's what they're saying. How the fuck, you can't make a shit ton of money very easily in this world by being nice. I'm not saying that everyone who's got a business and everyone who has any kind of business head is like horrible, because they're not, right? But the moment you start making management decisions that have an effect on people's lives that makes them unwell and their well-being, how the fuck do you sleep at night? What, for your own personal financial gain? Oh, I've got an 8-bedroom house, it's okay, I'm okay. No, greed and selfishness is the reason why this world is becoming a bit of a fuck up. Now, the last time I looked, we live in a universe that requires balance. You need positive, you need negative. If you haven't got the both, this world doesn't exist. And the moment it starts becoming unbalanced, nature makes that species extinct, right? Now, we've band-aided our health and made ourselves live longer than we're supposed to, and nature is now going, do you know what, fuck you. Well, these rich people, they want to get rid of us and then live in the world how they want to live with less population. They want to beat nature again. We're slowly enslaving ourselves with AI. How to make the human race extinct. Yay, put a chip in a fucking robot and give it a conscience. What the fuck is wrong with it? Are people really this fucking... Oh, it's just... I'm pretty sure this isn't real. I'm pretty sure that I live in a simulation. This is a simulation. Yeah, it's a simulation of what you think and what you feel you create. So dwelling on conspiracies, dwelling on negative, dwelling on these things can help create them. And that's why I don't watch the television and take no notice of whatever else, but I can still critically think. So I look at a thing and I go, actually, no. It's so out of balance, it's ridiculous. I know that nature will sort it out, because fundamentally everything in this universe is round. Atoms are round, molecules are round, the fucking planet's round. It also goes round the sun. Everything's round. Everything's infinity in one direction, infinity in the other direction. It's ongoing. The only time is now, okay? This is a fucking simulation. I'm not going to go and check out because the only way you check out is literally to die. I'm not going to suggest that either, so don't anyone do that. But I'm pretty sure the moment you check out, you go back to this conscious energy and then get put back into the system. There's no other logical explanation for this bullshit. But what's going on right now is the powers that be, the people who want this fucking dystopian 500,000 or 5 million people only living on the fucking planet, They want this. They want this dystopia that bad that they're trying to bring it into fruition. And unfortunately, a lot of the population are allowing them to by just not caring. Everyone, anyway, like simple. I'll give you an example. Right, this is how the world's got. Right, I cross 3 zebra crossings to go to work. Now, in this country, the moment you put 1 foot on the zebra crossing, the car must stop. Okay? He must stop and stay stationary until you cross the road and take your foot off the zebra crossing. Now, I don't know, right, but the amount of times I get to the middle of the road and the car that stopped for me on one side of the carriageway then pulls off. Now, the reason why that car is supposed to stay stationary until you cross the entire road, it's not because you're going to turn around and come back on yourself, because it indicates to the traffic in the carriageway on the other side of the road that someone is using the zebra crossing, even if they can't see them, because that car is stationary. Okay? It indicates to the amount of times I've nearly been run over because people are too busy looking at the car, oh, that car's moving, there can't be anyone on the zebra crossing. The reason why that rule's in place is for that reason. People can't even stop on a zebra crossing. Free every day. I'm lucky if one car stops properly and waits until I get to the other side. 1 out of 3 crossings. And I do that twice a day. So out of 6 crossings of the road, 2 people do it properly. The other 4 are in too much of a fucking rush. You know, when I was a kid, not stopping at a zebra crossing used to be a fucking serious criminal offence. Not anymore, because no cunt's interested. All they're interested in is getting to the place they need to, because everything's so much of a rush. Oh, it's an inconvenience. I had to stop. Oh, it's an inconvenience. I can't use cash. I'll use my credit card instead. Because it's inconvenient to go to the cash point to get money out. I'd rather just go, did. Oh, how did the human race become extinct? Oh, well, yes, well, we enslaved ourselves completely because of convenience. And everyone got extinct, and the world turned into this toxic mess because all anyone ever cared about was money, and things, and money and things, and money and things, and money and things. Since when did money and things become more important than fucking life? Why? It just does my head in. Peace, love and light.